Welcome. Welcome to the dungeon. Welcome to the dungeon. Today, man, we're going to be going over 3 tips to help grow your muscle. All right? Now, these are 3 tips that are free of charge. I'm not going to charge you. Put it on my tab, all right? It's what you probably heard a lot of. Actually, I'm going to give you one that you probably haven't heard at all. But the big 2 that I'm going to go over are going to be like, duh, why are you telling me this, right? I just want you to have some context into what's really going to grow your muscle without all the fluff, right? Step number 1, train more. Train more. I know that sounds crazy, but the way that muscle works, right, in a very simplified way, is you break down the muscle, you eat a lot of food, and it makes the muscle grow. It repairs itself. And when it repairs itself with more of what was there before you started, okay? So what that means is, like a building, you have a building, right? You have a shack, and you destroy the shack and you create an apartment. You destroy the apartment, you create a house. You destroy the house, you create a mansion, right? It doesn't go back to the same way it was before. More materials are used in each construction of the new building. What that means is that you have to have those materials at your disposal in order to build a bigger building. So you can't just go destroying buildings and thinking you're gonna grow muscle. You might get more muscle definition, you might get more defined, but you're not gonna grow your muscle. And if you're like me, a smaller guy, bro, when I was in high school, freshman year, actually throughout high school, let's just say from freshman year to senior year, I was like 119 to 145, okay? That is not a lot of weight for a man at all, 0%. Right now, from senior year, I'm 25 right now, so I put on, last time I weighed myself, I was 181. That was last week, 181. My goal is to get to 200. My goal is to get to 210, 215, cut down to around 205. So again, I noticed them, and I've been working out. I made the most amount of progress within the last 3 years, right? The only time that I made progress wasn't when I was just training. It was when I was training and eating, all right? So you have to eat, protein, carbs, fats. You have to eat more calories than you're burning. So if you're going and running and doing all this extra stuff, you're probably hurting yourself more than, if you were to sit still and just focus on training hard and eating a lot, okay? Tip number 2, if you're looking to grow your muscle, ignore that. If you're looking to grow your muscle, the second thing I would have to say is change the stimulus. What do I mean by change the stimulus? Okay, so each of these buildings, you have a shack, let's just say, or a hut, okay? Like, let's just say you living in a hut somewhere. It's gonna take maybe 2 types of materials. Maybe the walls are made of straw and the windows, you ain't even got windows, curtains over the windows. And then the floor is made of dirt. So you got 2 materials, dirt and straw. Straw holding up the thing, maybe 3. Wood as the framework, straw on the outside, dirt on the floor. You got 3 materials for this building. Now, if I wanna build a bigger building, right, I'm gonna have to tear this down and I'm gonna build a house. I'm gonna need electrical. I'm gonna need plumbing. I'm gonna need air conditioning maybe, right? So, this is apartment, same thing, right? So with this new building, new materials need to be used, right? Now, the way that we push those new materials and acquire those new materials, not only through our diet, but also through our styles of training, the load that we're putting on our body. So when I was doing the same exercises, I wasn't growing a lot and I didn't have as much muscle definition, right? And I'm not all the way where I want to be right now, but I'm just saying, at that time, I did not have as much muscle definition as I do now when I was doing the same basic movements. Now, when I started to get more creative, try different things, instead of doing a regular flat bench press, maybe do an incline bench press, decline bench press, dumbbell chest press, right? Chest flies on an incline, chest flies on a decline, dumbbell floor press. You start to do different variation and your muscle stimulus changes and it starts to really develop the muscles fully. And also it keeps you, I'm going into my third point, but keeps you on track, okay? So that's the other thing I'll have to say is that these new buildings, not only will you have to eat more food, but also change the stimulus, not as often as you can, but I would say every 4 to 6 weeks, you should be introducing another stimulus, right? Maybe you do bench press, you know, you track your progress for the next 4 to 6 weeks, and then you switch it up and do incline 4 to 6 weeks, and then you do the decline, and you go back to flat bench and see where you dropped off or see where you're at with that and keep progressing that way. Same thing for every exercise, right? The last and final tip I have for you today, the last one, to keep you on track, to keep you focused, See, my channel is not just about what you can do inside the gym, okay? It's not, because a whole lot of things you can do inside the gym. But the biggest reason why is why. The biggest reason why is how do you stay committed when you don't feel like it? How do you stay committed? Well, there's a lot. That's a loaded question. That's a loaded question because it takes a lot. How can you stay in the gym for 10 years? You know, how can you make something difficult become your lifestyle? I struggle with it to this day. You have to find a reason why, right? Now, the biggest thing that's helped me, and I'm just being honest, the biggest thing that has helped me is, hold on. I had it. I just had it, bro. I lost it. Damn. The biggest thing that's helped me, okay, one of the biggest things that's helped me is being creative with my workouts. Leading back to my previous point, changing the muscle stimulus not only helps your muscles to grow, but it also helps your mindset to grow. Because when you get comfortable doing the same shit over and over again, and it's like, oh my God, damn, like, I know what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna do chest press, I'm gonna do some bicep curls, I'm gonna go hit the treadmill, and I'm out of there. Some people can do that and be totally fine. They be doing the same workouts for 20 years, okay? I like to have fun when I love training. I love to have fun. I don't want to ever come into the gym and be like, I know. Like, yeah, I know, but also what can I do to switch it up on myself? Catch myself off guard, prepare myself for any circumstance, you know? It's mental. When we're in there, we're in a war. War is not predictable, right? You're in a war with yourself. So how do I get myself outside of my comfort zone every time I train? Even if I'm lifting heavy weights and I lift these heavy weights the same way every week, how can you tell me that you're ready for war? You're not, because the second something goes wrong, you're done. The second you don't have your pre-workout, you're done. The second you don't smoke that blunt before the workout, you're done. You're done. You can't hang in. You can't hang. You can't hang at all. You off, right? The second you don't go in and do your cardio and then do your little stretches. I'm gonna wait, hold on. Now it looks like I'm saying warming up is bad. I'm not saying that. Even change your warm up, dog. Change your warm. Keep yourself on your toes. Keep yourself growing. If it's not, I gotta be careful what I say, because changing stuff just for the sake of changing stuff isn't always the best way, right? But changing stuff to keep yourself dynamic, to keep yourself growing, taking information from a yoga studio and using that in your own training, taking information from CrossFitters and using that in your own training, powerlifters and using that in your own training, football players and using that in your own training, is only gonna make you a beast. It's only gonna make you a beast, responsive to any stimulus, by choice. Responsive to any stimulus. You can go when you want to go. You can choose right now. It's time to go. You know? So, short little video for today. 3 tips. The last tip I think is the most important because that's what's going to keep you in the gym for a long period of time. And that's what we want to do. Stay in the gym. Make sure we're working on our mindset, not just in the gym, but in life. That's why I'm going to be posting at-home videos, because it don't matter where you at. It don't matter where you at, bro. It don't matter where you at, bro. It don't matter where you at. You can get this work wherever. You can get this work in the bathroom. 100 push-ups right now. Let's go. All right, but I'll see you on the next one. Stay hungry, stay full, stay fit. All right, check me out.